Hey music theory community, here is a video where I'll be discussing intervals that are perfect. So the intervals that are perfect are, say, from an E to an E, that's a perfect prime or a perfect unison. And now the other interval that can be perfect is the fourth, E to A. So once again, from here is 1, 2, 3, 4. The other interval that is perfect, or can be perfect, is the fifth. Again, starting from the lower note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the final interval that can be perfect is the perfect octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So once again, to review, the intervals that can be perfect are the unison, E to E, the fourth, E to A, the fifth, and the octave. Now, we need to be careful that the interval is in fact perfect. So what I like to do and I'll offer to my students is to think in the key of the low note. So in order to do this, you're going to have awareness of your key signatures. So, students, in the key of E major, is A natural? Yes, because in the key of E, F, C, G, and D are sharp, A is natural. This interval is a perfect fourth. In the key of E, is B natural? Yes, so here's your perfect fifth. And in the key of E, is E natural? Yes, and here's your perfect octave. Okay? Now, if I change any of these notes, if I say E to B flat, that interval is a fifth, but it's no longer a perfect fifth. Now the interval is compressed by 1/2 step, and if you compress a perfect interval, it becomes diminished. If you augment a perfect interval, like if I were to put a sharp here on this E, then the interval becomes augmented. So perfect intervals, if they are opened by 1/2 step, become augmented. If they are compressed by 1/2 step, become diminished. Let's do a little bit more work in another key. Let's think from G to C. In the key of G, is C natural? Yes. Perfect fourth. Let's keep going. B to F. Here's a trickier one. I'd ask you to think in the key of the low note. The key signature of B, students, F sharp, C, G, D, A. 5 sharps. So what is this interval? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A fifth. But is it a perfect fifth? No. For it to be a perfect fifth, it would have had to have an F sharp. B to F sharp is a perfect fifth. B to F natural, students, diminished fifth. Let's change key again. E flat to D. Once again, think in the key of the low note. In the key of A flat major, is D natural? The key signature of A flat major, of course, is B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. D would have to be natural in order for this interval to be a perfect fourth. D would have to be flat, in order for it to be a perfect fourth. But D is in fact natural here. So now the interval is opened by 1/2 step and is now an augmented fourth. So once again, in order to decide intervals, rather than counting semitones or whole steps from note to note, it may be convenient to think in the key of the low note. Let's do one more. B flat to F flat. What type of interval is this? The distance again is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a fifth. Is it a perfect fifth? In the key of B flat major, is F flat? What is the key signature of B flat major? B and E flat. F would have to be natural. Therefore, this interval is compressed by 1/2 step. So students, it's a diminished fifth. So once again, to review, the types of intervals that can be perfect are the perfect unison, F to F, a fourth, G to C, the perfect fifth, A flat to E flat. Once again, I'm thinking in the key of the low note. In the key of A flat major, E is flat. And then the perfect octave from D to D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my advice to you is, in order to figure out intervals, is to be aware of key signatures and be able to think in the key of the lower note and see if that note exists in the key. Hope this helped.